Firstly, I just need an on-camera release. Is it okay if we film you and interview you and use this footage for Bit by Bit, the docuseries that I'm creating?
Yes, it is okay to film me for Bit by Bit, the documentary series that you're filming.
Thank you. Okay, so please share the personal and professional experiences that have defined your contributions in the crypto space.
That's an interesting question. Let's see. Can you repeat the question again?
Sure. I'll read the whole thing and then please share the personal and professional experiences that have defined your contributions in the crypto space. How do you believe your contributions have helped to move the concepts introduced by Satoshi Nakamoto forward into collective reality? What is your vision for the ongoing crypto journey?
Perfect. My contribution in the blockchain industry began in grad school when I was a master's student at Carnegie Mellon University, and I had the idea to start my own consulting agency because a lot of the startups in grad school needed assistance with positioning for capital raise, and there were not a lot of mentors or consultants that were helping them communicate their value proposition in Silicon Valley. So as I was serving these clients in Mountain View, we pitched 50 VCs and angel investors. I then stumbled upon blockchain because a friend of mine told me about Coinbase, and she said it's a great passive income stream and a way to supplement my income as an entrepreneur. After that, I was trying to buy some NEO in Bittrex, and then I got hacked. So all my accounts in Coinbase were cleared, and I said to myself, well, if this happened to me and I understand how technology works, at least I thought I did, then it must be happening to other people. So I started my new vertical in my business through the Changing Glass, serving publicly traded companies on NASDAQ and also startups across the United States. And now my contribution has gone global, and I help mainly women in blockchain companies that are looking to add their contribution. The way that I look at contribution, an important tool is data analysis. And although I don't do the analysis myself, I track sort of women's contribution. And there's a great company that has been already doing that we've partnered up with, called Querlo. It's an AI company out of New York. And so as an advocate in this space, particularly women in blockchain, I work with companies like MissBlockchain.tech and also Weeby.io. And they're basically tracking all these women and their projects, and I help coach a lot of them on their value proposition. So negotiating skills, confidence building, things we don't learn in school.
Wonderful. As a crypto thought leader, when was the first time you were interviewed? What was the venue? How many interviews have you participated in since? And looking back on these interviews, how do you believe they've helped shape the crypto space as we know it today?
So looking back, I've been interviewed mainly at these crypto blockchain events because I'm one of the few women that participate, and especially now as being the founding team member of Pitch Investors Live, the first blockchain company that allows entrepreneurs and startups to pitch investors live. We're getting a lot of requests for interviews because we actually have never seen a platform such as Pitch, and the concept is taking, it's like Shark Tank and Kickstarter, except on a mobile phone, and it's live streaming 24/7. So there's going to be a lot more interviews with that, and especially for entrepreneurs who would like to launch their businesses on our platform, we're also featuring them in many interviews.
So are you basically bringing together new projects and VC funding?
I'm basically connecting leaders in the space and investors via the mobile app. So inspiring them to join the platform, and of course that's part of the sales process, but also educating them on how to use the platform. So I actually, my role for the company is content, outreach, and PR.
What are your views on the historical influx of capital into investment vehicles known as ICOs? How do these alternative tokens and coins support the overall crypto journey?
So how tokens and ICOs support the overall crypto journey, I believe that That's an interesting question because the definition of ICOs in the United States is different than in Europe, and I'm an EU citizen as well as a United States citizen. And the way that I look at it is the regulations will always change, and so before any regulation is in place, there's an opportunity to test something that hasn't been done. So whether or not we like ICOs, it's a new way of raising capital. And clearly the old model, in my opinion, doesn't work because a lot of entrepreneurs in second or third world countries that would like to have the same opportunity do not have that because they don't have the funds or the means to get to places like Silicon Valley and pitch. Plus they require a lot of assistance and support to even get to that level because it's super nerve-wracking. And for women especially, when they don't see women represented in these environments, it's especially a lot more difficult. So if you look at token sales, yes, Pitch Investors Live is also a platform for token sales. We're actually going now beyond the tech industry and looking at any business that would like to be funded. And traditionally, we had to go meet the investors in person, and now we can do it from our mobile app. So it's extremely revolutionary now to do business and raise capital from our mobile phones.
What have you liked about this conference, the Blockchain Nation conference here in Miami?
What I've liked about the Blockchain Nation conference thus far in Miami is the level of enthusiasm from both entrepreneurs and investors. And actually investors were once entrepreneurs starting out, and they had their startups and they worked their way up to become serial investors. And what's interesting is the accessibility. I understand that keynote speakers like Kevin Harrington and John McAfee may be a lot more difficult to get to, but still you can ask your question, and that's the best time to really get the information that you need. And also what's important is these investors or the keynote speakers, they were able to tell impactful stories not related to blockchain and use their experience and relate it to the blockchain industry. So the skills in business are still the same. What's your value proposition? Who should you network with, and how do you actually execute on your idea? And it's just a different format of delivery.
Excellent. Currently, if Satoshi Nakamoto was around today posting on forums, discussing his vision and being interviewed as a thought leader, what do you believe he would have to say about the current state of the crypto space and why?
That's a good one. I lost my microphone. Okay, just repeat. That's great, guys. Good question. You might have to repeat that question, Satoshi.
Sure.
And pause the video. Not my camera, though. Thanks.
Okay, how much time do we have about?
I'd say 2 or 3 minutes.
Okay, we have about 2 minutes and then we got a break. So this will be our last question for now.
Okay.
If Satoshi Nakamoto was around today posting on forums, discussing his vision and being interviewed as a thought leader.
Mike is not open. Yeah.
What's that?
Mike's not just yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you want to cut it? Oh, but the camera's just hot.
No, we can just cut. If we cut it helps. I'm gonna cut.